Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the renaissance of the Gametroller Prime channel and the restart of the Gametroller Podcast. First episode in quite a while. Stopped it a couple months ago because, well, it wasn't really working. Not that many views. Just plus, what I felt like it wasn't really that good in terms, of length and everything. So, yeah, but now we're back in it. So, first thing I want to talk about on the podcast is my channel schedule, just to keep you guys updated. On Mondays, um, I will upload Raw. On Tuesdays, I will upload Main Event. Wednesdays is NXT. Thursdays is SmackDown. And then when it comes to that point, Sundays will be Saturdays and Sundays probably. If it's like a big pay per view or something, I'll separate them into two parts. But mainly Sundays will be pay per views, so like the NXT takeovers and the main WWE pay per views. That's for Universe mode. 2K16 Universe mode. 2K14 Universe mode will have a pretty different schedule because I only have Raw and SmackDown. So yeah, but other than that, I'll also do other things like say recording. Uh, I want to redo or start back my game troller concepts where I do concept work on like games, comics, that kind of stuff that I'm doing. Got a bunch of stuff going on right now. I'm just doing all the stuff, and I need stuff to do. So yeah, I'm doing all that, and um, I don't know. I was doing that sort of like info video. I forgot what they're called. Where I was doing like reading stuff from the wikis and giving my personal thoughts and stuff on like games. Like I did Destiny. I was gonna do like other things like Batman Arkham, other kinds of stuff, but I just maybe even Assassin's Creed. Who knows? But I'll probably start that again too. Trailers. I am afraid of trailers now, because technically the reason why this is all happening right now, and I can record this video and everything, is because the copyright strike that I got way back August 25th. And I want you to keep note that I started my channel on August 23rd or 25th or something like that. So not that much time passed. So in that brief period of time, I managed to verify my channel so I could do stuff which I'm able to do now. But 28th, when I actually was testing out that stuff, pretty much all those stuff like long video, all that kind of stuff, trying to do more things, I was shot down by a copyright strike by Konami when I uploaded a Metal Gear Solid 5 video. I got like 53 views or something crazy like that. It's been like 3 hours. I don't get that many views on anything at all. Like that was the most views I had ever gotten on the channel, and I don't get that many views in that quick. So that was just like, oh my god! Next hour, I see my channel is just dead. I have to go to copyright school and all that, and then 6 months later, okay, today, it was annulled, canceled, expired, and now I'm able to do stuff. So, main reason why my channel is this sucky is because of that copyright strike. So yeah, but hopefully now everything will go into full gear, into Metal Gear. So yeah, but other than that, many other things. I'll be recording mainly on Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and weekends because those are my free days. Tuesdays and Thursdays, and maybe Fridays, and sometimes maybe even Saturdays and Sundays when I have other things. I can't actually record because school and personal stuff, like parents call me. So, yeah, but on that, nothing else to really talk about. So that's sort of the channel schedule and everything, just to keep you guys noted. I don't know, I don't really have an actual schedule or like when I'm gonna upload stuff. Like I just could upload anytime, anywhere. But if it just the universe mode, just count on that. I don't know when I'm actually gonna start with the universe mode, and sometimes I may just disobey the schedule altogether and just yeah. But that's what you should expect. Um, Now for other things like quality on my videos, I record everything through my phone. I do all my actual videos, like visual stuff, all my audio, everything is on this phone. Go upload it on YouTube, and then edit it on the computer using the YouTube editor. That's not the best thing. Um, Phones aren't really that high quality and stuff. Um, and well, let's just say YouTube video editor isn't that good in terms of like actual editing. Like I don't really have a recording or editing software because like first off, I have a laptop, a pretty crappy laptop at that. that yeah, that burns if I go on a forum. I swear. Like so yeah. So laptop can't really do anything with that. Plus I'm like 14 and I don't exactly live in the richest of countries. So it's not like I can just, hey, I'm gonna buy a mic, all this kind of stuff, gonna buy games every week, all that kind of stuff. That don't work, man. That don't work. I got this phone for like 30 euros, man. Like no way I can buy any other phone, anything that counts like more than 100. None of my stuff except for my consoles, which I get every like 4 years. Actually, it wasn't even 4 years because I got my PS2 in 2008, and then like 2013 I got my PS3, the year that PS4 came out. I don't know when I'm gonna get a PS4, by the way. Just don't count on any PS4 games over here. So once I run out of games, I run out of games until I get PS4. And it's not like and as I just said, I live in a poor country, and who's all that is also not exactly the most recognizable. um, so I can't just like do fan funding and monetization because one, I'm 14. Two, I live in this country, which apparently YouTube doesn't really know exists, and three, I don't know why. I could change the country altogether, but maybe that's like something else that's completely out of my hands. I have no idea. But I can't do fan funding. I can't do monetization, so like getting paid for videos or anything. I don't think ads. I can handle ads. Nothing like that can happen. So because of that, I have to depend on this phone solely. So I'm gonna try and do my best to actually make my content good, but the quality of the content, like video quality and audio quality, won't be that good. But the actual like essence of it, I guess you could say, it should hopefully be good because I don't know exactly. I'm not the most boring person in the world or anything, but yeah. So pretty much, if you enjoy my content, I'd really appreciate it, even if it's not the best out there. And I hope you understand why I can't have the best quality. Um, so yeah, but channel aside, let's get into actual points and stuff. So, I want to talk about is WWE being my one of my main things. I want to just talk about my history with WWE, and then talk about the future of WWE and where I think it's headed and where it should be headed and where it will be headed. Because those are very, very different things. So, I started watching WWE back in 2008. late 2008. I think it was like September, October, or something. And the way I got into it was just really abrupt and just like, bleh. It was like my mom. We had a satellite dish at that time. We didn't have cable. We had a satellite dish, and we didn't get that many channels and stuff. So my mom was just scrolling through the channels, seeing what she can find to watch. Like each channel didn't actually have a thing. It didn't actually have any shows or anything like an actual channel. It was just an empty thing. So she was just scrolling through the channels, trying to see what she can find. Anything interesting playing. Any movies, anything. Uh, you know, and she just quickly scrolled across. I think it was USA. I don't really know, but she just quickly scrolled across it. I was like, "Mom, what was that? What was that?" She went back, and it was like the last image of Raw, the last image of Raw, and I don't know what was going on. I don't know what feuds were going on at that point or anything like that, but it was just Raw. The last bit, the only thing I saw was I don't know if it was actually true or not. I don't know. Maybe my memory messed up or something. But I don't know. I think I saw this. It was Triple H and Shawn Michaels DX on the ground, heads bleeding or something like that. I think their heads were bleeding. I'm not sure. On the ground after I think Edge hit them with a chair. That was the first thing I saw of that day, and I just wanted to watch it. I don't know why. I just really wanted to watch it. I don't know when all of this happened, and then like the next bit I remember, was the next episode of Raw. I think Randy Orton came back after like a shoulder injury or something. Triple H and Shawn Michaels had a promo, I think, and Randy Orton came back from a shoulder injury, and I got introduced to all the superstars at that time through Raw, and through just exposure to it, watched it for a while. Um, all I think the first pay per view was No Mercy or something like that. Um, No Mercy 2008 when Shawn Michaels and Chris Jericho had that ladder match. I think that's what happened. So yeah, I just watched it a bunch. I got into it, and I watched it all throughout 2009, and then at that point, 2010, the satellite, I guess you could say, broke. We couldn't really get anything. Mom wanted to get cable because we couldn't watch cricket, which is my parents' favorite thing. We couldn't watch cricket, so we had to go on um we wanted to get cable because apparently cable had cricket on it. So we got cable. I don't know when. I think it was June 2010 or something like that. I don't know. And I just was like, okay, okay. It was a Monday night, right? It was a Monday night. It was nearly 8 o'clock. I was just freaking out. I was asking my mom, okay, where can we watch Raw? Where can we watch Raw? I want to watch Raw. So we're just scrolling through the channels, just and then we found USA, and that's essentially how we watched wrestling on cable. Then 2011 rolled by, WrestleMania 27. I actually saw WrestleMania 27. I had actually seen WrestleMania 26. So maybe it was before March we got cable. I don't know. I saw WrestleMania 26. I guess you could say live on TV. I saw the Shawn Michaels retirement and everything. Then I saw WrestleMania 27 live on TV, you know. And when WrestleMania 28 came around, I couldn't actually watch it because it just wasn't on the cable. For some reason, I didn't pay for it. Same thing. Actually, wasn't the same thing. I saw like the second half, I think, of WrestleMania 29. So The Undertaker, CM Punk, Brock Lesnar, Triple H, um, John Cena Rock match, and that was it. I think I saw the second half because they played twice. So it was the first time, which was the live broadcast, and then they had the replay after. And I actually saw most of the rest on the replay. Then WrestleMania 30 came around. I actually saw WrestleMania 30 as well. The entire thing from like Triple H, Dan Bryan to Dan Bryan win the championship. Ooh, we just break the 15-minute mark. Yes, first time I get to do that. So, that happened. And then I couldn't see WrestleMania 31 because in September, October-ish, we had to move. This was October, November 2014, by the way, just if you're not keeping track. So we had to move because, well, they were breaking down our old houses because they were old and stuff. My family was living there for like 20 years. You know, there's an apartment, by the way. They had to break it down and rebuild and stuff. They still haven't done that. It's been like a year and like a couple months since we've moved. Jeez, when is that? And they haven't broken that down yet. So we're doing that, and throughout in this apartment where I live now, they didn't have any cable or internet, and they got internet in January, and then we ourselves, our family, got cable in August. So the last thing I saw of Raw in sort of the first half of my viewing career was the Rock bottoming Rusev on Monday Night Raw. That was the last thing I saw, which probably is pretty epic to be honest. And the first thing I saw of Monday Night Raw was the New Day when I watched it in August. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So that entire transition and everything, and I've been watching Raw and SmackDown ever since then. We don't have the WWE Network because Mom just doesn't want to pay for that. So I've asked my mom if she would do it. She said no because of reasons. So yeah, but that's essentially what I've seen. I've seen from since 2008 and beyond, and I'm still watching it. I didn't get to see SmackDown last night because they had the Republican presidential debate on CNN, and my parents really want to watch it. It was pretty epic, to be honest. It was pretty epic. But, oh, so, hold up a second. You know what? Brief intervention. Just take a quick break for a second. Hopefully you guys aren't too bored. I'll be back in a moment. You know, quick break. And we're back after that quick break. I think it spent about a minute, 2 minutes maybe. So yeah, back from the break. Second half of the podcast. We're gonna be talking about um, WWE. So yeah, WWE modern times and what they should do. So the matches they have booked, the feuds they have booked for WrestleMania is Dean Ambrose versus Brock Lesnar. That's a feud I think they're gonna do. Um, Triple H versus Roman Reigns, of course, and that's basically it. I mean, yeah. So Fastlane was supposed to set up quite a bit of things but they didn't. For some reason, like Enzo and Big Cass or Vaudevillains, nobody really showed up for a tag team division. So I don't know where they're going for the tag team titles, unless like Cesaro and Tyson Kidd come back, which I don't think will happen. Maybe. I think this is their plan: is Chris Jericho and AJ Styles versus the New Day. I like. Sure, that sounds good. That sounds decent. Good. I don't. Yeah, but AJ deserves better, man. Like, come on, just come on, man. Like, if they do that, I'm gonna be so mad. But the actual plan, what they should do, is have him face Kevin Owens, or if this is turned into a tradition, which I hope it is, have the six-man ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship. Have Kevin Owens, AJ Styles, Tyler Breeze, uh, Dolph Ziggler, Neville, and I don't really know who the sixth person is. I don't think it should be Chris Jericho. I think it should probably be like Alberto, Rusev, um, or like somebody else completely different, or like even Sami Zayn. But technically he fought Nakamura the night before, or fights Nakamura the night before at Takeover Dallas. So he's not really that much of a contender. But if they do end up doing that, then that's fine. But I don't really know what I'm gonna do for the tag team titles at all, man. Just like, I mean, maybe something they might do is um like Social Outcasts, Dudley Boys, Usos, New Day, maybe even Lucha Dragons, maybe that. Have them build up in a feud and face each other in a Fatal 4 tag team match for the WWE tag team titles. What I originally had planned for, for them to start at Fastlane and again continue throughout to WrestleMania is technically the WrestleMania match should have been the New Day as the current champions, taking on the Dudley Boys who are heels, and the Usos with one NXT tag team, so like Enzo and Big Cass or the Vaudevillains, or actually wanted Alberto to beat Kalisto at Fastlane so that they can have the Lucha Dragons in that match as well. So a fatal four-way tag team match between the New Day, Usos, Dudleys, and either an NXT tag team or the Lucha Dragons. That's what they could have done, and I think it would have been a lot better. But instead, they're just bouncing the New Day around, not really doing that much. I mean, it's just like, ugh. And the thing is, I now know who's the author of all our pain. The person who's causing all this, man. I did some research. And by research, I mean, yeah, just did some research. And essentially, Great Khali is the problem. But that's a story for another day. So that's what they should have done for WrestleMania, but instead they're going wherever. I have no idea. Chris Jericho, AJ Styles versus the New Day is a very, very, very plausible case. That's something that might happen. Probably will happen, but I don't know. Um, Next up, the United States Championship match. No clue where this is going. Like, I mean, they still have the League of Nations Lucha Dragons feud sort of going on because they had the League of Nations versus Neville, the Lucha Dragons, and I think it was either Dolph Ziggler or I don't really know who. I think it was Dolph Ziggler or somebody like that taking on the League of Nations and then six-man tag or eight-man tag. I can't remember. I didn't actually see Raw last night, as I said. So one, they could continue with the League of Nations thing, or two, they could just have an all-out like this crazy thing. I don't know, just like for all the gold or something. I don't know. So, like the problem with Kalisto being a champion is that there aren't really that many people he could go up against. Because one thing I had planned for Fastlane, branching off what I said about the tag team thing where Alberto beat Kalisto, is either Kalisto beat Alberto, but Sin Cara attacked him at Fastlane and would lead to a Sin Cara versus Kalisto mask versus mask United States Championship match where, the best luchador wins, I guess, to see who's the best luchador. That would have been good, but it didn't happen. Um, the Lucha Dragons are still a thing, and Kalisto won. I mean, either he can be in in two matches at WrestleMania. Danny Bryan did it back in WrestleMania 30, so I guess he could do it again. No, that's probably not gonna happen. So the problem with Kalisto is that there aren't really that many people who I not can take him on. Anybody, I'm pretty sure anybody on a pretty good day, pretty solid day, could essentially wipe Kalisto off the face of the earth. But just like there aren't really that many people you would want to see fight Kalisto. If you get what I mean. I mean, it's like a big WrestleMania match against Kalisto, like you know, Dolph Ziggler versus Kalisto, or Alberto versus Kalisto free, or well, I think at this point it's been like 7 matches, maybe even 8. I'm not sure. Kalisto versus Kevin Owens for the Intercontinental United States Championship match. That's a possibility, but will not happen because they're going through completely different storylines. I mean, maybe they can start off doing that, but I feel like the show after Fastlane should just build up almost every single feud, or something like that. I don't know. Maybe they'll you know continue on or start off with the United States Championship and the Intercontinental Championship feuds for WrestleMania next week. Maybe Kalisto can do an open challenge type of thing. Maybe there will be a battle royal. Maybe Kalisto can just break his neck or something and just go on the injured list along with everybody else. I don't know. It just doesn't feel right. I mean, maybe one possibility is have the New Day versus the Lucha Dragons, or like have this massive, like 12-man tag or something crazy. I don't even know. It's just like the entire League of Nations and New Day take on the Usos, the Lucha Dragons. Uh, I don't even know, Neville, and like um, maybe an NXT guy or a returning guy, maybe even AJ Styles could just be thrown in there for no reason whatsoever. Dolph Ziggler, anybody pretty much. Maybe even have it like be a mega tag team match and just have Stardust and the Ascension in there. I don't know. I mean, they can book some crazy things, if you know what I mean. But it's not a possibility. It's definitely not a possibility. So, what could they do with Kalisto? I have no idea whatsoever. I mean, sure he can have good matches, but there aren't really that many people you would like say that's a dream feud or something like that. I don't know. Like Kalisto winning the United States Championship is good just for him and like for fans, sort of like yeah, Philly still won. His fans and stuff. But, strategically, and by strategically I mean like the actual writers themselves, and smart marks like myself who are actually think about the book instead of just coolness. So like there aren't really that many people Kalisto can go up against, and I don't know. It's just a weird thing. United States Championship is in right now. Either somebody can beat him for it, but which I don't really know who. Maybe Rusev can beat him or something like that. Um, but no, other than that, I have really no idea. I mean, maybe they'll just completely scrap the United States Championship. Maybe he'll meet the Honor at a giant battle royal and not have a match, which will be a shame. I feel because last year it was John Cena versus Rusev. This year, I'm pretty sure it's not even gonna be on the card. So, yeah. Um, Another feud they have going on is Shane McMahon versus The Undertaker. A couple criticisms for this. This just doesn't. This just feels like it's just pulled out of the hat. It's like, okay, these are just big things. Okay, let's just group them together. I mean, it's like, why would The Undertaker face Shane McMahon? Oh, because he's The Undertaker and you do whatever I say, and just a cool match, I guess. Fan service, boo. It just doesn't feel right. It doesn't have any build up to it, anything. Just like, okay, we're throwing the Undertaker in this. And plus, like, it's Shane McMahon we're talking about. Like, this could be Undertaker's last match ever. You know, at WrestleMania. This could be his last WrestleMania. Could be his last match. You know, ends against Shane McMahon. Not to um, downgrade Shane McMahon in any way. He's good. You know, he's fun. He's cool. You know, he's legendary. I guess. I don't know, but you know, as a bigger legend, final match, as the Undertaker's final match, because the Undertaker is a completely different entity altogether. As his final match, I don't feel like Shane is worthy. Like either a passing of the torch, like Bray Wyatt versus The Undertaker 2, something like that. They could do that because the Brock Lesnar Bray Wyatt feud out the window just completely. Like they just tossed that out, you know. Um, but could be Undertaker versus Bray Wyatt too. Can be Finn Balor because Finn Balor has the NXT Dallas thing, Takeover Dallas. It should have been Sting, to be honest. I mean, not sure if he's fully recovered because I think he got injured back in Night of Champions after a botched move or something. I don't remember. I think it was like Seth Rollins power bombed him some way that made him break something. I don't know. But if he was fully healed, I guess he should have come back to face the Undertaker or something like that. I don't know, but maybe even Kane. I'd allow Kane, you know, to be his final match. Kane is a legend himself and everything. I mean, John, you know, is broken. I mean, he just faced, like, I guess you could say, Doomsday, and went into a coma, like, you know, Superman, or I don't know. But John Cena's sort of odd picture for this WrestleMania. I mean, there aren't really that many contenders still. I mean, like Daniels retired. Randy Orton. I mean, Randy Orton was injured as well, and to be honest, I don't think anybody will care. Um, I don't know. I mean, technically, it can be like, what was his first match? Can't do that. I think it was in a tag team match or something, which is even worse. So they can't really do a recreation of that. Can't have him face. I think it was Jimmy Snuka was the first person in the streak, so can't do that. Brock Lesnar, as I said, Dean Ambrose feud. Roman Reigns, Triple H, none of those guys. Who could The Undertaker face? Well, I don't know. Probably won't even have a match. Could just die right now. Like the man's only 50. He looks like my father's great grandpa. My dad's like 70. My dad literally looks like the Undertaker's son. I'm not kidding. He could be the Undertaker's son. He looks that young. You know when his hair is blackened, but that's another thing. So yeah, but I don't know. Shane, it's not a possibility now. They have the Shane McMahon match. Um, and of course, finally we have the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Obviously, this is probably the most predictable thing to happen. Roman's just gonna beat Triple H. That's just what's gonna happen, you know. But for the championship, for the World Championship, I'm not even gonna count WrestleMania. It'd probably be a cool thing. I don't know. Triple H could just come out with a Terminator mask like last year or something. I don't know. But for Extreme Rules, that's when the interesting part comes in, because I mean, could be Brock Lesnar, it could be Dean Ambrose, it could be maybe even Seth Rollins if he's like recovered. It could be anybody really at Extreme Rules. I mean, it could be probably even Shane McMahon if he has a heel turn at some point after he controls Raw or something. I don't know. I mean, it could be AJ Styles. That'd be a fun thing. Maybe Kevin Owens loses the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania, but gets a feud for the World Heavyweight Championship match. That's a possibility too. I mean, he's been in the mid card hell since like his debut, you know. So like Kevin Owens is a good possibility, but I mean, probably not gonna happen. Maybe once WrestleMania time finishes, Sammy could debut and face Kevin Owens at Extreme Rules or something like that. or maybe even Sammy can win the Intercontinental Championship off Kevin. Maybe they could have a feud. I don't know, but um, Roman Reigns versus Dean Ambrose, Brock Lesnar. Those are very good possibilities. As I said, in Continental Championship match, maybe Kevin Owens can retain at WrestleMania. Maybe we can have a feud with Sami Zayn for the championship because maybe the Nakamura match will be his last match. I don't know. Many things could happen with the Intercontinental Championship. United States Championship, as I said, is still just there. Like you have to depend on that day in order to think up something because you can't really do that. And obviously, whatever they'll think up is dumb. So, yeah. So, other than that, that's pretty much what I think. I think by this time next year, I don't know. I think half of the NXT roster, maybe, hopefully, will be on the main roster, like Neville, Kevin Owens, Tyler Breeze. Um, I think the Lucha Dragons also had their main roster debut last year. Bunch of people last year debuted on Raw, so at least maybe Enzo and Big Cass, maybe even Nakamura, Apollo Crews, Finn Balor, maybe if we're lucky, uh, Austin Aries. Very good possibility is Baron Corbin as well. Most of those guys could move up. We have a bunch of new people, like say the Carl Anderson and Doc Gallows. They could do their thing. Um, a bunch of new people, I guess, but it could debut by this time next year. Who's gonna be world heavyweight champion by next year? I mean, like maybe Seth Rollins could have come back. Maybe like Kevin Owens. Maybe they could give a push to Kevin Owens. Maybe Sami Zayn. Anybody really. I mean, in terms of who I want to be champion by next year, um, that's a pretty hard question. Yeah. Um, maybe Finn Balor or something like that. Or maybe Finn Balor could be challenging for it as well. Many things could happen. But Finn Balor is definitely on my list, along with Kevin and Seth. Those three guys should be in a world title picture by this time next year. Intercontinental Championship, all this I don't really know. They could even, but I don't know. Maybe they could introduce the Cruiserweight Championship. Maybe they could substitute the Intercontinental Championship and the United States Championship with a completely new belt or something. Just a mid card belt. I don't know. Maybe they could bring back the brand split and just have the WWE Championship and the World Heavyweight Championship in two different things. Many things could happen. I don't really know. Um, hopefully, once WrestleMania time comes around, like all this right now is sort of like we're on a very, very big like low. Just we're very deep underground, I guess you could say. Hopefully, by once WrestleMania is done, a bunch of new things could happen. Many, many things could happen. Many good things. Just anything can happen. We'll be building up. Things will do good. Be good for WWE. You know, man, just, I have that feeling because right now it's just like this Dota is not really doing that well now. But hopefully, with NXT people, maybe even just a complete surprise. I don't know, like an alumni, someone I don't know. Maybe CM Punk could come back. Oh my god, many things could happen, as I said. But for right now, it's just we have to just wait for WrestleMania to come around in order for happy times to be around. Um, that's it for my WWE portion of this podcast. Now, gonna be talking about something else on the next podcast, but that's it for this podcast. I think next podcast maybe talk about One Piece and stuff. I don't know. I wanted to do this podcast with a friend of mine called Eve. You probably heard me mention him in that one video where I was playing 2K14 with this kid called Serge, who was the son of a mechanic that worked on my mom's car and my dad's bus and stuff like that. I said Eve. I want to do something with him because he's a pretty interesting guy. Writes, well, not really writes, like he does manga stuff. Like he draws his own manga. I guess it's not official or anything. It's just him and like all his friends and stuff, like me and a kid called Samuel and stuff like that. But that's that. I want to do a podcast with him, but can't really do it. Things be well. Just things will be well. Um, Other than that, nothing else to really talk about in this video. If you guys enjoyed this podcast, this little talk, troll talk, um, next podcast, I don't know when I'll upload it. But yeah, that's it for this podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Maybe you guys have some thoughts on what could happen for WrestleMania, post WrestleMania this time next year. Anything in WWE, talk about when you first started watching WWE. Anything will do. What I should do with the channel, anything, it will be very appreciated. So yeah, any advice, anything really. So yeah, as I said, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please like, comment, and of course subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next video. Maybe tomorrow, maybe next year, maybe never, because I'll probably die. I have no idea, but hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Uh, See you guys later.